at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you. Thanks. I'll get you the water.
Welcome to this quarterfinal game in the championship bracket between the District 3 champions, Triton College, and the District 16 champions, Parkland College. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, from River Grove, Illinois, wearing the dark uniforms from Triton College, the Trojans. Leading off at one guard, a 5'10 sophomore from Gurnee, Illinois, number 2, Eric Gillespie. Also at guard, a 6'4 sophomore from Chicago, number 20, Josh Doss. And at guard, a 6'3 sophomore from Chicago, number 22, Eddie Miles. At one forward, a 6'6 sophomore from Chicago, number 5, Purcell Washington. And at forward, a 6'6 sophomore from Downers Grove, Illinois, number 11, Nick Norton. The Trojans' assistant coaches, Plato Demakis, Jelani Boline, Tyler Jones, and Rex Parker, the head coach, Steve Christensen. And now let's meet from Champaign, Illinois, wearing the white uniforms, the Parkland College Cobras. Leading off at guard, a 6'1 sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky, number 3, Austin Howard. Also at guard, a 5'4 freshman from Champaign, Illinois, number 12, Terrian Howard. At guard, a 6'4 freshman from Chicago, number 24, Cornelius McIntosh. At guard, a 6'1 freshman from Galesburg, Illinois, number 32, Grant Gibson. And at forward, a 6'6 sophomore from Paris, France, number 44, Jesse Cantona. Assistant coaches for Parkland, Kaliko Bowie and Christopher Brown. The head coach of the Cobras, Anthony Figueroa. Our officials for this evening's contest, from Little Rock, Arkansas, Nathan Bemis. From Benton, Kentucky, Kevin Driver. And from DeWitt, Michigan, Jeff Spadoskas.
That is our starting 10. We are ready for basketball. The number 1 seed of the tournament, the Triton Trojans, set to take on the local team, if you will, the Parkland Cobras.
Yep, come to a national tournament and you see 2 teams from Illinois facing off against each other.
Well, they have 3 representatives in the tournament, Illinois does, and that's pretty much a staple every year.
All 3 of them are supposed to be pretty darn good teams this season.
We'll see South Suburban in the next game. So Parkland will start in a zone defense as Triton wins the opening tip. Ball goes to Gillespie on the far side of the floor. Gets it to Miles. Miles comes near side, gets it back, drives to the free throw line, picks it up, gives it to Gillespie. Gillespie ball fakes, shoots it from 13, no good. Offensive back up strong. Second attempt, no good. Parkland will go up, grab it off the boards with McIntosh.
Triton certainly has one of the more unique-looking uniforms you're going to see.
All black in the front with orange gold and red striping down the side in the shape of an arrow, looks like.
Can't think of any team that resembles.
Pass comes to the near side for Parkland. Now Austin Howard takes the shot, it's no good. Comes down into the hand of the Trojans, they'll push it up the floor. Dribble to the paint, pass out to the wing. Doss takes the three, that one's no good. And again, Parkland will come away with the board. So neither team has yet to score. We've played just about a minute and a half. At the other end, Gibson shoots, it's no good. And nobody there for Parkland to rebound, so Triton will take it and bring it back up the floor. Gillespie gonna take the three, that one's no good. Offensive rebound, put back up, that one's no good. Tipped, and finally, Cantnall comes in to get the board for the Cobras. Terrion Howard has it taken away from behind, and that one will go out of bounds off of Triton, and it will be Parkland basketball.
No shortage of excitement and action so far, but nobody's been able to put the ball in the basket yet.
0-0, 18:24 to play in the first half, and now the officials are, did they call a foul on the play? I don't think so.
No, it looked like one official was going to come over.
Looked like he came over and showed numbers, but I wasn't sure what they were for.
Maybe he was saying how much time needed to be put back on the clock or something.
Maybe maybe the shot clock.
Right.
Could be. Pass goes in down low. Cantnall with 10 on the shot clock. Turns, one-handed jumper, no good off the front of the rim. And Gillespie will rebound and pass it out on the run to Miles. Miles around Gibson. Spins, shoots one-handed, and finally we get our first 2 points of the game.
That was a nice move in the lane. Like you said, a nice spin move, and he kept nice body control and put it up with one hand.
Triton going to pressure a little bit as Parkland brings it up the floor. Gibson gets it into Terrion Howard. Howard goes to the right. He's probably got a little quickness advantage over the man on him. Down to Gibson, clears some space and travels. I don't think he realized how open he was. He turned around and there was nobody there.
Yeah, he cleared the one guy out, and like you said, I don't think he realized that he was gone. He was ready for more body contact, and there was nobody there to rub up against.
2-0, Triton with the lead and the basketball. 17:27 to play here in the first half. Miles with it for the Trojans. Gets it over to Gillespie. Now they work it inside to the big man, Purcell Washington, and he missed it. Follows, counted, and he's fouled.
Nice job of sticking with it that time by Washington.
That gives Triton a 4-0 lead.
Like 44 kind of took a dive when he made contact, and I think that was a good no call by the officials. We've seen a lot of that so far.
Yes, we have. At the Country Financial agent Dave Harvey free throw line is Washington trying to complete the three-point play. It's on the way, and it is no good. Missed it. We stay 4-0 in favor of Triton. Parkland with the basketball.
Triton's picking them up full court, man to man.
Howard up. Almost had his pocket picked by Gillespie. Gets it to Cantnall. Cantnall in the corner. Terrion Howard for three. That one's no good. And it's brought down by Nick Norton, and he kicks it out on the break. Up the floor, Doss passes it back out. Norton for three, good. State Farm agent Jennewer three-pointer, and Triton out to a 7-0 lead. They come in on a very, very long winning streak. About 28 games in a row, I think, is what they're at now.
I believe you're right. They lost 2 of their first 3 or 2 of their first 4, and they haven't lost since.
There's a drive by Gibson. That one's off the glass, and finally Parkland on the scoreboard. So Grant Gibson gets Parkland their first 2, and it's a 7-2 lead for Triton. 16-10 to play in the first half. Ball on the baseline to Miles. He stops, gives it out. There's a drive, there's a layup, and that one's no good. Gibson gets the rebound for Parkland. Terrion Howard across the 10-second line, dribbling with the right hand to the right side of the floor. Waits for his guys to move around to get open. Brings it back out to McIntosh. McIntosh between the legs, back over to Terrion Howard. They'll switch spots on the floor. Now it's to Cantnall. Cantnall to Austin Howard. Howard trying to work off the screen. There's the pass. McIntosh with the shot. He was fouled. And he will go to the line for 2.
Triton's playing man-to-man defense, and they have a size advantage over every position, it looks like, out there as you see them rotate.
Parkland going to substitute a couple after the first free throw here. First one's up, and it is no good. Coming in for Parkland will be Luke Beasley and also DeQuanis Jackson. Now McIntosh will be ready for the second free throw, which he missed. So 0 for 2 at the line. 7-2, Triton lead. 15:28 to play in the first half. Triton with the basketball. Gillespie backs up a few steps. Looks to see what play they want to run. Now we'll hand it off. Get it back on the wing. Looking inside, nobody to pass to. They'll swing it to the far side of the floor. There's a drive by Miles, up and no good. Beasley gets the rebound for Parkland. Jackson across the 10-second line, looks, dribbles, now backs up a few steps. Waiting for the offense to get set up, down to 15 on the shot clock. Near side, it comes to McIntosh. He'll get to the paint, kicks it out, on the way for 3, Austin Howard, and it's good. And that cuts it to 2, 7-5.
Parkland was patient that time, got the penetration and the kick out, and nothing but net.
Miles with the basketball for Triton. Looks to the far side. There's the shot up. That one's a 3 that goes for Doss. And Doss makes it a 10-5 lead. 2 threes in a row for Triton. Beasley with the basketball for Parkland. Terrion Howard looks back into Beasley. Trying to create some space. Gillespie tips the ball, comes back to Terrion Howard. Gets it to McIntosh. He'll kick it out, and it's out of bounds. He threw it in between 2 of his own players.
It's like one of the guys just got a finger on it, didn't he? Enough to tip it out of bounds.
And we've got a timeout on the floor. We're going to take it as well. 13:53 to play in the first half. 10-5, Triton leading Parkland. This is NJCAA Championship Basketball on NJCAA TV. .53 left to go here in the first half, and the Parkland Cobras trailing the Triton Trojans by a score of 10-5. Triton inbounds the basketball. They bring it up the floor. Doss across the 10-second line. Parkland stays in their zone. It's like it's gone to a 2-3 now. Maybe it's still 1-2-2.
Looks like they're going to try and trap.
Miles hits the little running jumper. That's his 4th point. Bumps the lead to 7, 12-5. Behind the back comes McIntosh. He tries to throw it to the side, and it's knocked out of bounds. Will stay with the Cobras. Coming up next, you will see the South Suburban Bulldogs take on the Schoolcraft Ocelots. One of my favorite nicknames in the tournament, the Ocelots.
Could be one of the best games of the tournament so far, too.
Shot up from the baseline. That one rims out, no good. It'll definitely be one of the most vocal games of the tournament.
No doubt about that. Mr. Pagatti will be in the house.
Miles tries to get around Howard, passes it down on the blocks, and back out to Miles. He'll get to the paint again, turns, shoots, but travels. That turnover will give it back to the Cobras.
2 pivot feet. Make it a lot easier if you could use 2 pivot feet.
12:57 left in the half. 12-5. The lead for Triton. Parkland has struggled shooting the basketball so far early in the contest. Haven't had a lot of trouble with the pressure, but they just have had some open looks, not able to knock them down. There's another open look, and it doesn't go for Parkland. Triton with it. Of course, they haven't shot lights out either. At the other end, Gillespie drains it from way outside.
Just as you were saying.
Yeah, no doubt. 10-point lead for Triton.
Now Triton.
Across the 10-second line, ball loose, picked up by Beasley. Passes it to the paint. Layup is finally put in, and Parkland gets the basket. Lawless with 2. Makes it 15-7.
Looks like Parkland's extended to a man-to-man this trip down. Unless they just extended their zone.
Shot up by Gillespie again. That one's no good. Comes down to Austin Howard for Parkland. Crosses the 10-second line, kicks it to the corner. Pass back to him, now swings it up top to Jackson. He'll go over to the far side to Joe Larry, who's checked in for the Cobras. Up top to Lawless, to Howard. Howard shoots from 18. That one's strong, no good, and it will be rebounded by Triton. Essex County in the house, going to do some scouting. Believe they'll play the winner of this game in the next round.
Friday night in the Final Four.
Or maybe they won't. Maybe
no, I think the 2 winners tonight play.
The 2 winners tonight play and the 2 winners last night played. Yep, that's correct. Shot is up, no good. Rebound comes down to Howard for the Cobras, and he pushes it up the floor. Larry to the basket, contact, and he's going to go to the line. Foul will be on Eddie Miles, his first, team second.
And if you're going to go up and contest a layup, that's the way you do it, like Miles did. Make sure you can't get the shot off.
Or if he does get it off, it's definitely not going to go in. Free throw for Larry. It's no good short. Parkland 0 for 3 at the free throw line right now.
We have not seen very good free throw shooting all tournament.
Second one about to be put in the air. It is no good. Now they're 0 for 4. They'll wish they had those if this game's close at the end.
Playing against a top-seeded team, you better get all the points you can get.
Yep. Dante Thorpe with the basketball. Ball fake, looks, comes out to Carter. Hand back off to Thorpe. He takes the shot, it's a 2. That one's no good. Beasley with the rebound for Parkland. Jackson up the floor, quickly kicks it to the corner. Now gets it back on the wing. He'll take a couple of dribbles. Looks down low, nobody open. Now he's in trouble with a 5 count to Beasley. Beasley stops, puts it up, no good. Tipped out of bounds. No, it was saved by Triton, and they'll bring it up. Carter to the basket, and that will be an offensive foul. Greg Carter picks up his first and the third on Triton.
That was Lawless that took the charge there, number 30. Quadre Lawless, a sophomore guard from Gary, Indiana.
Parkland inbound, again full court pressure by Triton. Larry just about walked, now gets it to Jackson. Jackson crossover, gets it across the 10-second line. Oh, he could have carried that one.
That was a high dribble.
Lawless going to be fouled on the reach in. It'll be on Triton's Marquise Todd. First and the team's fourth. 15-7 the score. Triton with the lead over Parkland. 9:56 to play here in the first half. Jackson with the basketball for Parkland. Dribbles to the free throw line, picks it up, gets it to Larry. He'll back it off and give it back out to Howard, or excuse me, to Jackson.
Jesse, come here. Come on, Jesse.
Jackson dribbling. Heads towards the top of the key. Now will take the shot. It's a three. It's no good. And we've got a foul, and I think the foul is going to be on Triton on the rebound. Two quick fouls on Todd. And that will be 5 team fouls on Triton.
Jesse Cantnaugh hit the deck pretty hard there for Parkland that time.
Well, in this tournament, though, you don't know if that's legit or not.
No, that's true. He's from France, though. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not a born flopper.
There's a foul called underneath. And that will be on Josh Doss, his first, team sixth. And that will be bonus time on the next foul for the Parkland Cobras, and they'll shoot free throws the rest of this first half. Parkland trails 15-7, 9:27 to play in the first half. What's a long 5 count, and they finally get it in. Terrion Howard dribbles the ball back out to the front, to the far side, going to be double teamed. Gives it off, now it's over to Gibson. Cantnaugh outside to Dixon. Now they swing it in. Try to get it back to Dixon, taken away, up the floor, Thorpe, and he throws it down. Thorpe with his first 2. Makes it 17-7 in favor of Triton.
I think the Parkland bench wanted a technical for hanging on the rim that time, but
He did, but I think
he would have fell on his back if he hadn't.
And there's an offensive foul on Parkland. That'll be on Lawless. That's his first, team second. I also think on that dunk he was making sure there wasn't anybody underneath him, so he didn't come down and land on somebody, which is also a legal way to hang on the rim.
And it just looks cool.
Yeah, it does. 8:41 left in the first half. Triton up by 10. Seems like when you and I get together for games, it's very low scoring. Shot on the way, 3 ball. That one doesn't get the roll. Comes down to Parkland.
We bring out the defense in teams.
Apparently. Drive, kick out. Lawless, no, excuse me, that's not Lawless. It's Dixon, and he hits the State Farm agent Jennewer 3. 17-10 now, the Triton lead. At the other end, Gillespie, that was actually Doss. Doss hits the 3, and it's a 10-point lead again for Triton.
Doss's second tray of the game.
Gibson passes it off to Cantnaugh. Cantnaugh across the 10-second line, gives it back to Gibson. To Cantnaugh. Goes far side, Terrion Howard. Howard with the ball fake, double team, now brings it back to the top. Gives it off to Beasley. Beasley picks up his dribble, gives it to Gibson. Gibson drives to the basket, lays it up, can't get the layup to go, and it will be Triton basketball. Doss with the shot, that one's no good. Gibson comes away with it for Parkland. Quick shot that time by the Trojans.
Up and down action right now.
I think we bring that out in teams too.
That's a good thing though.
Cantnaugh looks, picks up his dribble to Gibson. Beasley out, shot on the way by Dixon. That one is no good. Rebound by Rose into the game for the Trojans. Carter going to take a 3. That one's no good. Fights, gets his own rebound, dribbles it off his foot, and it'll be Parkland basketball.
See number 12 out there for Parkland, Terrion Howard. They have him listed at 5'4", and I'm not sure if he's 5'4".
And we've got another timeout. We'll take it. 6:53 left to go in the first half. 20-10. Parkland trailing Triton. This is NJCAA Championship Basketball on NJCAA TV.
Be sure to continue to purchase your 50/50 tickets. The jackpot
6 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half. 20-10, the Triton Trojans leading the Parkland Cobras. Triton, the number 1 seed. The Cobras, the only unseeded team to advance out of the first round, I believe. Dribble penetration taken away by Cantnall. Cantnall up the floor, drives, and a foul going to be called. That's going to be on John Joyce, his first. 7th team foul.
Looked like Joyce did a pretty good job of taking the ball away from him. He just kind of reached out and grabbed it, pulled him to the ground.
Sends Cantnall to the line for 1-1. First one is good. Cuts the lead to 9, 20-11. Now ready for free throw number 2. It is on the way, and it is good. The first 2 free throws made for Parkland in this game. That makes them 2 for 6. Not good percentage.
No, that's not going to get it done.
Dribble near side, Miles to the free throw line. Stops, draws contact, no call, but gets the bucket. That's his 6th.
He's a man on the inside.
Very strong player. He's got that, what they call Division I body.
Yes, he does.
Pass to Cantnall. Cantnall takes the drive, stops, kicks it out. Dixon for 3. That one is good. That's his second 3 of the game, and it's a 22-15 lead for the Triton Trojans. Miles again to the basket, puts it up. That one's no good. Follows, tries to pass it, and it was taken away. Got to go back up with that one.
Yeah, I think he could have just tipped that right back in the basket.
There's a deflection, taken away, now back by Parkland. They've got a 4-on-2. Nice pass, Cantnall draws contact, and he'll go back to the line.
Good job by Cantnall of making sure that he was going to get the contact. I think he could have went up on the near side of the basket, but he wanted to make sure he drew the foul.
Norton picks up the foul. And again, Cantnall will go to the free throw line. First one is no good. He was 2 for 2 his last trip, and then he just missed that one. Now he's 2 for 3. Keep up with the latest news and updates regarding NJCAA basketball by visiting the official website of the National Junior Collegiate Athletic Association, www.njcaa.org. Cantnall hits the second free throw, makes this a 6-point lead for the Tritons, the Triton Trojans, as the shot is up and good by Thorpe.
That was just kind of like a push shot. Looked like a shot put.
24-16. The Trojans with the lead. 4.5 to play. Howard drives, kicks it out. Thought he was going to shoot that. Terrion Howard gets it into the paint, puts it up off the glass, and gets it to go.
All 5'4" of him takes it into the trees.
Triton right back up the floor. Gillespie, man cutting in, double foul, right? Yeah, he gets 2 for that because 2 players took the charge.
You don't see that very often where a guy's just going to go ahead and run over 2 guys.
Purcell Washington picks it up. That's the 9th team foul. I was joking, obviously, about the 2 fouls, but
it's an easy call to make.
Yeah, it was. They were both there in plenty of time. Again, I don't know that the contact warranted the amount of
hitting the floor.
Yeah, but they got the call. Behind the back pass to Beasley. One-hand jumper, no good. Gillespie with it for Triton, and he crosses the 10-second line on the run. Goes between the legs to the basket and gets the layup to go.
Gillespie's a handful.
They give an award at the end of the tournament called the Small Man Award, and those are the guys I really like to watch, those little guards like him.
There's always a lot of them here.
That's usually one of the most contested trophies in the tournament. Driving layup good by Cornelius McIntosh. That's his first 2. 6-point lead for Triton, 26-20. 3:25 to play here in the first half.
It's like Parkland in the zone.
Drive by Miles. He stops. He shoots. He can't get it to go. Tip on the rebound. Washington gets it to go the second time. Coach Figueroa wanted an over the back, didn't get it.
When you go straight up like that, it's hard to get that call.
That's been another call that you haven't seen very often, is an over the back. Usually they just let them kind of go at each other and have the rebound shake out as it will. Shot up for three, no good by Parkland. Rebound comes down to Triton. They could go double digits up this time down the floor. Gillespie goes to the far side, takes the shot. No good. Again, Washington went over the back and they didn't call.
That should have been called.
Howard dribbles, kicks it to Dixon. Dixon to the basket from 13. He can't get it to go, and Washington picks up the rebound. The shooting percentage numbers at the end of this first half are not going to be pretty for either team.
No, we're not going to see probably any 40s.
You may not see 30s on somebody. It's been pretty bad. Drive by Miles, kick out, Joyce for three. Looks good, is good. We had the perfect vantage point of that one, and it just drained, and it's a 31-20 lead for Triton.
You know, when they hold the pose and hold the follow through, it's probably felt pretty good at the release.
Ball out of bounds, last touch by Triton. It'll be Cobra basketball. They're going to substitute in three. Jackson, Cantnall, and Gibson back in the game for Triton, or for Parkland. And then also you have for Triton, Marquell Ross in the game, or Rose, in the game. Boy, Coach Gillespie, or Coach Figueroa, not happy at all with Cornelius McIntosh.
No, he was not. He met him right here when he got to the bench, or to the scorer's table, and followed him all the way to the end of the bench.
Ball out of bounds. We will again see Parkland inbound, this time 10 seconds on the shot clock. See if they are aware of that. Austin Howard gets the inbound, down to 8 seconds. To Gibson, he takes the quick shot, off the front of the rim, no good. Comes down to Cantnall. Cantnall gets his man in the air, puts it up and in. Boy, that just about didn't go. Cantnall with 5.
That was fortunate in many ways for Cantnall. Not only did the offensive rebound just pretty much fall into his arms, but he got a nice friendly roll.
Yeah, that one was one that looked like it didn't want to go in, and it finally dropped. There's a drive, there's a block, but it comes right back down to Triton.
Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Doss for 3, that one's no good, and Jackson gets the rebound, but they're going to call a foul, as they say he pushed Gillespie.
He did.
That'll be his first. It's only the third team foul on Parkland here in the first half, and we've got 47 seconds left. That's an oddity in this tournament.
This half has flown by. Not a lot of play stoppages.
Triton inbound. They get it to Washington. He takes the shot. That one's no good. Rebound, Gillespie. He puts it back up. It is no good. Ball loose on the floor. Parkland comes up with it. Jackson going to split defenders. He gets up the floor. He gets it to Dixon. Dixon lays it up, no good, and he's fouled and will go to the line. Well, that was a flurry of action.
Nice outlet pass that time by Parkland. Got a good fast break opportunity.
Doss picks up his second personal foul for the Trojans. And we see a 2 free throw foul being shot by Parkland.
We've played just under 20 minutes of game time and 30 minutes of real time.
First Country Financial agent Dave Harvey free throw, no good for Dixon. Stays a 9-point lead. Now he's ready for the second one. It's on the way, it's no good. They've had 3 trips to the line where they've missed them both.
Can't come away empty on 2 chances.
9-point lead for Triton, 31-22, 15 seconds left in the half.
Cobras are picking them up man to man. There's some tough matchups out here.
There's a spin move by Miles, up off the glass and in.
There's one of them.
2 seconds left. Jackson stops, shoots at the buzzer, no good, and we go to halftime. Triton leading Parkland 33-22. Back with more in a moment. This is NJCAA Championship Basketball on NJCAA TV. This could be the year the 16 beats a 1. Halftime score, UNC 41, Florida Gulf Coast 40.
And Florida Gulf Coast can score some points.
They're the ones that made the good run last year.
Yep. That would be awesome.
Could happen. Not saying it will,
There's
but
not
it
a
could.
team that deserves it more than North Carolina.
Ha.
And what's going on with them in the NCAA. What a joke.
When are they going to rule on that? Oh, yeah, never.
Never.
Starting with Parkland with the basketball here in the second half. Let's see if we can end this one as quickly as we got the first half done.
A half-hour first half.
Cantnall in the paint, shoots, no good. Rebound comes down to Triton. Miles brings it across the 10-second line with the left hand. Switches to the right, gets to the free throw line, kicks it out to the wing. Now back to Miles. Cantnall playing back a little bit.
I was going to say they're staying in that man-to-man, but they're really playing off the guards.
There's a drive by Doss. He shoots, it's no good, and Cantnall gets the rebound for Parkland. Wants to run, gets it out to Terrion Howard. He stops, tries to pass it off, and that one goes out of bounds, and it will be Triton basketball. One pass too many for the Cobras that time.
That's one of the problems, though, when you're Terrion Howard, when you can beat your opponent up the floor, but then when you get to the basket, you're 5'4" and realize you're not going to get a shot off.
Miles tries to get around Gibson. He spins in the paint. One-handed jumper is good. He is just so strong that I don't know that anybody on Parkland right now can handle him.
Nope, he's been able to get to the, when he has been able to get into the lane, he has been very effective.
Austin Howard with the basketball for Parkland. Having trouble finding somebody to get it to. Now gets it to Gibson. Too many Cobras in the same spot. They're not spacing themselves on the floor very well right now.
No movement at all, and the coach is letting them know about it.
Howard to the basket. That one doesn't go, and the rebound comes down to Nick Norton and Triton. Miles across the line with the ball. Now he'll back up a few steps, maybe looking to get to the paint again. He does. Gets his man in the air, and he will be fouled on the floor before the shot. And it will be on Gibson.
The Cobras are going to have somebody willing to step in and take a charge against him because he just keeps driving to the basket. Like you said, he's so strong.
Gibson comes out of the game, and Cortez Dixon comes in to replace him. Going to get a little bigger. They lob the ball in. Left-handed layup, no good. Rebound to the Cobras. Up the floor comes Austin Howard. He'll back off. Josh Doss comes out to guard him. Gets it to Dixon. Dixon looking to get to the paint. Gets underneath the basket. Reverse layup blocked by Miles. He brings it up the floor, 1-on-3. Nice pass off. Doss lays it in, but they're going to call the offensive foul.
I think Miles might have been better off taking that to the basket himself that time.
That's Doss's third personal. And it gives it back to the Cobras. They trail 35-22, 17:41 to play in the ballgame. Substitution in the game for Triton as Dante Thorpe checks in, and Doss will go out.
Triton definitely has a lot of offensive options.
as the Parkland Cobras bring it up the floor. Terrion Howard backs in on Gillespie. Gives it to Cantnall. Cantnall back over to Howard. He'll dribble towards the top of the key, passes it back down low. Shot on the way for three, no good. Rebound comes to Miles, and he'll push it up the floor. Kicks it out. Washington passes it down low. Layup no good. Rebound pulled down by the Cobras. As Austin Howard up the floor. Again, Washington kind of went over the back on that rebound. Still no call from the officials. Reminds me of last night when
I was going to say, maybe they're going to tell us that you can go over the back in college.
Shot on the way for three. That one is good by Dixon. He's got 9, all from the three-point line, and they needed that to get it back to 10.
And I should expound on that because last night we were under the impression that the 5-second rule out here, we couldn't understand why we weren't getting calls, and we were informed that as long as you're dribbling the ball in college, there is no 5-second call. Did not know that.
Pass on the baseline. You had the guard from Kirkwood last night, Rhodes.
He's playing fullback.
Using his hand a lot, using a little stiff arm, and he never got called for the foul the entire game. And
Nope.
we've got a carry, and that will turn it back over to Triton.
Former DAC coach John Spezia told us that he thought that was because the defender was hand checking him all the time.
I did not see that.
I did not see the hand checks.
As Triton gets the ball in bounds. Brings it up the floor is Thorpe. Very slowly working it to the far side. Now spins in and has it blocked away, and there's a foul called on Howard. Didn't see that one either. That's his first. Team second.
Kind of probably the extension of the block. You go straight up. A lot of times you'll get that call, but when you try and
swat it,
swat it out of there, then it draws a lot of attention to you.
16 minutes exactly left to go here in the first half, or the second half. And the Triton Trojans leading the Parkland Cobras 36-25. Both teams from Illinois. Triton up around the Chicago area, and Parkland just about 30-45 minutes away over in Champaign. As the second free throw, no good. In fact, I don't think he made either one of them. It's 36-25 still. Cantnall misses the layup, and it will be Triton basketball.
Miles is a big point guard.
Yeah, he cannot qualify for the small man award. Dribble penetration, and there's a carry called on Triton, and that gives it back to the Cobras.
And that's something I'm surprised we haven't saw more of. We have saw it, we just haven't saw a call.
Oh, that's one of those calls in basketball that just increasingly goes away as the days and years go on. Seems like they allow that more and more at every level.
And it gives you such an advantage, and some of these guys already have such an advantage with their quickness. And
they try to get it to Dixon. They call a kick, and Parkland's going to get a benefit of that call. Because if there was a kick, I was thinking it was his own player that kicked it, but they say it was off Triton, and it will be Parkland basketball. Howard, out top to Howard. They work it over to Cortez, and he missed the shot. Cortez Dixon had hit a couple of threes, missed that one. At the other end, the shot no good. Ball loose on the floor, comes out to Gillespie for Triton. And he will try to get it down low, thrown away. Parkland up the floor, Terrion Howard to the basket, lays it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Triton.
And Howard had Dixon all alone trailing.
Gillespie for three, no good. Tip on the rebound, brought back by Triton. Boy, those rebounds, you got to work for them. You got to earn them.
There's some guys going after them like they're a bag of money right now.
Drive, kick out, three ball on the way. It is good. Nick Norton with three. That's his 6th point of the game. And it's 39-25. Triton starting to open up a lead. And we've got a foul called on Triton coming up the floor. That's on Thorpe. That's his first, and the second team foul on Triton here in the second half.
Yep, you have to think that if you're Parkland, you're in that ever-present danger zone right now when you're 14 down to the top-seeded team, just over 14 minutes to play.
Yeah, this is where you want to make sure that you tighten up that part of your offense and defense that's giving you troubles. Howard works it over to Howard. Down low, Beasley. Nice pass, Terry on Howard. Can't get the floater to go. And now he's going to pick up a foul reaching in.
See that so often. Out of frustration, player misses the ball or misses the shot, and then he fouls.
He's going to come out of the game. Jackson comes in to replace him. You heard his coach say, or at least we did, that was a good shot, and it was. I mean, he was open. He just short-armed it or didn't put the right rotation on it.
If it was easy, everybody'd be out here playing.
Not me. I couldn't do it even if it was easy. Miles gives it to Thorpe. He shoots and scores. I think that was just a 2. And that keeps us at 41-25, 13:24 to play. We've got a timeout called. We're going to take it. 13:22 left, 41-25. Trailing Triton. This is NJCAA Championship Basketball on NJCAA TV. And we are back here at the NJCAA tournament as the Parkland Cobras have fallen behind to the Triton Trojans 41-25 with 13:22 left here in the ball game. And they are at a point where they about need to score every possession. Beasley hands it back off, and that one goes out of bounds, and it will be a turnover back to Triton.
You know, we talked earlier about Triton and their impressive record coming in here. At the coaches conference Monday night, we heard they lost to Mott and they lost to Indian Hills in their first 3 games. They got beat by like 30 points to Indian Hills, and they haven't lost since.
Well, they found their rhythm and just kept with it.
32-2.
Pass comes up the floor. They will cross the 10-second line. Thorpe has the basketball. Stands at the R and Jaguars at mid-floor. Now dribbles over to the right side, back up to Miles. They're going to try to clear the lane, I think, give Miles a chance to get to the basket. He spins, kicks it out. 3 ball on the way. That one is no good. Jackson skies for the rebound for Parkland. Pushes it up the floor. Gets to the basket, kicks it out to Howard. Howard in the lane, takes the shot. It is good.
Got the roll, and Parkland needed that.
One thing about Triton that I don't think gets talked about a lot in this tournament is how they get back on defense. You don't get fast breaks on them very often.
Nope. They know as soon as that shot goes up, they better be getting back. They don't hit the offensive boards real hard either, but.
There's a drive, a shot, and they're going to, I think, count the basket. Howard picks up the foul. Austin Howard, his second. That is the team's 4th. And it gives Thorpe his 9th point of the contest. And Triton starting to pull away. Not that they already didn't have a decent lead, but getting close to 20. And the free throw is good to complete the 3-point play. Puts Thorpe in double digits with 10.
There are some teams that you watch and you just think there's no way that this team could blow a 17-point lead. And Triton appears to be one of those teams.
Jackson with the basketball for Parkland. Gives it off to Larry. Works up top to Howard. Back to Larry. Looking inside for Cantnall. They get it to him. Now he gets it out to Howard. 3 on the way. He gets good. That gives him 8 points. And it's 44-30 in favor of Triton.
Last 2 trips down, Parkland's been able to get some penetration. That hasn't happened very often tonight.
And it's opened up some other shots for him. Triton doesn't have to be in a big hurry here. Miles works around the screen, gets all the way down to the baseline.
Shot clock's at 2, they better hurry.
1 second, and it's out of bounds, and a turnover gives it back to Parkland.
First turnover of the half for Triton.
11 minutes, 12 seconds left to go in the game. The Parkland Cobras trail by 14, 44-30 to the number 1 seed in the tournament, the Triton Trojans. Up the floor come the Cobras. Larry gets it off to Cantnall. Cantnall gets fouled on a reach-in. And was trying to see if they called that on, yep, they did call it on 21. Wasn't sure if it was on Thorpe or on Rose, and it's on Thorpe. That's his second personal foul, the team's third.
I think just for that split second there, Thorpe saw an opening for a steal and a big dunk.
He's already had one of those in this game. Drive, Cantnall does a nice job changing his shot, just didn't get enough on the basket to put it in. Goes out of bounds, last touch by Triton, and it will stay with the Cobras.
Parkland needs a run. They need to put together 6-8 straight points.
Larry lobs it in, gets it to Cantnall. Cantnall over to Howard, to Jackson. Now out to Howard, he shoots the 3 and he hits it.
Third straight shot for Howard.
That's his second in a row. And that will bring it to an 11-point lead.
It's as close as the Cobras have been since halftime.
Ball goes cross court, taken away by Jackson. 1-on-2, splits, puts it up, and he's fouled and will go to the line. And that's got the Parkland fans up on their feet. Foul is on Greg Carter, his second, and the 4th team foul on Triton.
Jackson is yet to score in this game, or at least I don't have him for a point yet.
Who?
Jackson.
Oh, no, he has not scored yet. And the first one is good. He changes that, cuts it to 10. We'll see a single-digit lead if he can knock this one down. Here's that run you were talking about. Now they just have to sustain it and get a few more out of it. Missed the second free throw.
The tough part is stopping Triton at the other end.
Pass comes to Doss. He travels. Oh, no, they get the 10-second call.
Triton was just taking their time and nice and relaxed. And
Coach Christensen, very quote-unquote nicely, just asked his player what he was doing.
Yeah, I don't think he realized that they were counting to 10.
We've got a 30-second timeout called by Triton, and Coach Christensen wants to talk to the troops and get them settled down here. Wow.
Looks a little riled up down there.
Yes, he was not happy with that. Spalding is proud to be the official basketball of the National Junior College Athletic Association. Spalding's TF1000 Legacy Ball is used exclusively at all NJCAA basketball championships, and the NJCAA thanks Spalding for their continued support. Spalding, true to the game. 44-34, 10 minutes left to go in the game. Triton with the lead. over Parkland. So we have half of a half left, and Parkland's been the hot team as of late. We'll see if they can capitalize on another mistake by Triton. We got a foul called. That's going to be on Greg Carter, his third. That's the team's fifth. And they're 2 fouls away from sending the Cobras to the line.
And that could be big when you can score with the clock stopped when you're trailing. Can make up some points in a hurry.
Absolutely. Parkland to inbound. Pass comes up top. Now handed to Howard. He dribbles, kicks it to the corner to Jackson. Jackson going to be fouled again. That's going to be number 4 on Greg Carter.
It's a pretty good block.
Yeah. He went up towards the head, and I think that's what got the call. So we will see Jackson at the line. He was 1 of 2 his last trip. First one, good.
Really nice crowd on hand tonight for a Thursday night, especially as nice as the weather was here in East Central Illinois today.
Part of that is Parkland playing. They're very easily going to bring a good crowd, as the second one is no good. Again, a 1 of 2 trip to the line.
And even Triton's only a couple hours away.
And then South Suburban in the next game's only a few hours away. So, and I think they generally do bring a good crowd. Gets the steal. And they have the basketball. Miles to the free throw line. Out. Doss makes a ball fake. Had it taken away that time by Austin Howard. Turnover gives it back to the Cobras. They're definitely wanting it more right now.
Parkland has really stepped it up defensively.
Howard kicks it to the corner. Shot on the way. That one is no good from Jackson. And we've got a held ball. Possession arrow will go to Triton. Good hustle that time by Parkland to at least get the arrow to turn, so that way they'll get it the next time.
Parkland is playing extremely hard right now. Just going to see if they can get some baskets to fall. That's just the thing for them.
Gillespie gets it across the 10-second line to Miles. He's been real quiet lately. He's only got 2 points here in the second half. He spins, he shoots, and he scores.
You said?
If there's anybody on this Triton team that can stop Parkland's run, it's him.
He might be the most dominant player here.
He's having a good game tonight, that's for sure. Drive by Cantnall. Picks up his dribble, in trouble. Gives it to Larry. Back down low to Cantnall. Up, under, can't get it to go. And the ball comes down to Gillespie, and the Triton Trojans up the floor. Gillespie to the basket. He was fouled before the shot. And it was on Austin Howard. That's his third.
And I think if you're Triton right now, you really, really want to press the issue. That's their game anyway, but Parkland has played so hard getting back into this that I think you could run them out of the gym here.
And we've got another timeout on the floor, brought to you by American Eagle Auto Glass. Located in the Illiana area, they will take care of all of your glass needs. Clearly the right choice. Reach them locally at 443 Glass. We'll take the break as well. 46-35 at Triton leading Parkland here on NJCAA TV. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in the ball game, and we have a 46-35 lead for the Triton Trojans over the Parkland Cobras. Triton trying to extend their 28-game winning streak to 29. They lead by 11. Miles gets the inbound pass, dribbles with the left hand, goes to Doss on the far side wing. Back to Miles at the free throw line, passes it inside. Washington lays it in and he's fouled.
It's a tough matchup for Parkland there, Washington on the inside.
Washington with his 6th point goes to the line to try to extend this lead to 14. Gets it from the official. Now readies himself. Takes a long time before he puts it in the air, but he makes the free throw. Now it's 49-35. Coming up in our next game, the Ocelots of Schoolcraft taking on the Bulldogs of South Suburban.
I believe Schoolcraft is a 20-12 record, but that's pretty deceiving because 8 of those were by 4 foot. So looking forward to a pretty good game there in that second matchup.
Jackson with the basketball, and he's going to be fouled. That'll be on Doss, and that's number 4. And it will send the Cobras to the free throw line. 7 minutes, 42 seconds left to go. At the line is DeQuanis Jackson. First one is good. He's been 1 of 2 both trips he's had to the line this game. Now we'll see if he can do a little better here and get them both. Second one on the way. Nope. 1 of 2.
He's a 50% shooter.
All those missed free throws, you kind of think they wish they had those back now.
Be a lot different game right now.
Foul on Parkland. It's going to be on Cantnall. I got him for 1. Nope, that's his 2nd. And that is the 7th team foul on Parkland. So we'll see a 1 and bonus situation for Gillespie. First one is no good. Parkland comes away with a rebound.
And again, we see Triton not even try for the offensive board. They just get back on defense.
Traveling, going to be the call on Parkland, and it turns it right back over to Triton. And that's just stuff in a game like this you cannot do.
Not when you're down by 13 points.
Terrion Howard comes back into the game. DeQuanis Jackson leaves for Parkland. Miles gets it to Gillespie. Gillespie passed down low, and the foul going to be called on Dixon reaching in. Oh, no, they didn't call it on Dixon. They called it on Cantnall. That's his 3rd. That's the 8th team foul on Parkland here in the second half.
Washington acted a little frustrated there. I think he wanted to throw that one down.
First free throw on the way. It is no good. Now we get a chance at a second. I wasn't sure if that was on the shot or if that was on the floor. Missed the free throw, and only one person was in after it, and I was kind of thinking he had a free ball.
Looked like he was going up, but when you bring the ball down like that when you're a taller guy, that makes it a lot easier for those little guys to come in there and get a hand on it.
50-36. Triton leading Parkland. Cantnall gets it into the hands of Lawless. Lawless to the basket, lays it in.
His first basket since early in the game.
50-38, 12-point lead. Gillespie tries to get around Cantnall. Into the corner to Washington, now out to Doss. Gets it to Miles. He goes to the far side. Oh, he carried it. Pass down low. That one out of bounds. And it will stay with Triton.
Crowd sure thought that was a carry.
Well, when you roll your wrist, that generally signifies that's what that is.
Get that ball up around your eyes.
And another foul on Cantnall as Washington snuck in to get that inbound pass and was going to lay it in. That's twice Cantnall's had to foul to keep a layup from happening. Cantnall with his 4th personal foul and the 9th team foul, so double bonus after this one for the Triton Trojans. First one is good.
Not sure how many rebounds Washington has, but he has to have at least a handful of them. He's had a pretty nice game down low.
Now he readies for the next one. It's on the way. And that one's good as well. 52-38. Triton with the lead, 6.5 to play. Lawless picks up his dribble. Gives it to Terrion Howard, to the paint, to the basket. Throws it up, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it will be Triton basketball.
And that's a couple times that Terrion Howard has been able to shake his defender and get to the basket, but just leave it short. Got to convert those.
Triton to the basket, and a traveling violation gives it back to the Parkland Cobras.
Well, here's Parkland's opportunity. You got 6:15 to go, and you're down by 14 points to the top-seeded team. If you're going to make a run, now's your time.
Larry brings it across the line for the Cobras, gives it off to Terrion Howard, who's checked back in for Parkland. Takes a couple of dribbles. Now they work it over to Lawless. Lawless to Terry. Terry's going to drive, passes it to Beasley. Beasley up off the glass, no good. Could have gotten called for a foul, too. As Triton crosses the 10-second line. 52-38, Triton with the lead. Dribble, drive by Miles, kicks it to the corner to Gillespie. He'll take a couple of dribbles, get around his man to the basket. Layup is good, but they call the offensive foul on Gillespie.
I believe that's 2 baskets Gillespie's had waved off tonight, right, for charges?
I don't know. Let me see. Nope, that's only his first foul. So
okay,
you're right. There have been 2. He wasn't the other one. I don't remember who it was. Triton going to turn up the screws defensively a little bit, maybe, as the Cobras come up the floor. Larry gives it to Terrion Howard. Passes it to Beasley. Beasley back to Howard. He drives, lays it up and in with the left hand. That's his 4th point.
Think Howard gets any of that trash talk like in Hoosiers? Maybe some guys come out here and say, I didn't know they grew him so small down on the farm or anything like that. Or
oh, I imagine he takes a little bit of guff when he comes out to play for sure.
Close out!
Miles dribbles with the left hand, crosses to the right hand, to the basket, and he's fouled and will go to the line.
One of the best crossovers we've seen so far yet.
Lawless picks up the foul for Parkland. That's his 2nd, and it is the 10th team foul. So Miles at the line for a pair. First one is good. Gives him 13. Again, was quiet as of late, but it seems like when they need him, he'll be there. Second one, good.
I don't think there's any doubt who they want to have, or whose hands they want the ball in when it matters.
Beasley open under the basket. They didn't see him. Dixon gets it into the hands of Howard. Howard to Beasley. Beasley turns, kicks it out. Now they'll look inside. 9 on the shot clock. Lawless shoots no good. Beasley tips no good, and it comes down to the Triton Trojans.
A couple of missed opportunities there for the Cobras.
With 4:10 left to go in the game, 54-40. Triton with the lead. Thorpe with the basketball. He dribbles with the left hand, now to the right hand, to the basket. He puts it up, it is no good, and he goes to the line for 2. Lawless again picks up the foul for the Cobras, and that's his 3rd.
Now if you're the Trojans, you just got to knock down free throws.
Bet they see a lot of them between now and the end of the game.
It's probably all that separates you right now between now and an appearance in the Final Four.
Foul shot is made by Thorpe. Got him with 11. Extends the lead to 55-40. Second one on the way, it's good. And we've got a 30-second timeout called by Triton. We'll keep it here. Fans, you can follow all the action of the 2016 NJCAA Men's and Women's Basketball Championships live on NJCAA TV. Just go to www.njcaa.tv.com to view live and archive video of each game. Relive all the exciting plays and championship moments by visiting www.njcaatv.com. 56-40, Triton with the lead. 3:53 to play. We'll see the Cobras inbound. Again, Triton not going to give them an inch here, as they'll come down and play defense on the ball. Parkland having trouble getting it across the line. Got to hurry, and they break the plane with a couple seconds left. Ball comes near side to Howard. Dribbles down, now back outside.
I think Cobras are going to have to start playing with a little bit more urgency.
Howard missed. Tip on the rebound. Lawless puts it on the floor, goes back up, and he gets it to go. And Lawless scores his 6th point. And another 30-second timeout brought to you by American Eagle Auto Glass. Brought the Cobras to the bench, and they will try to figure out what they're going to do to come back in this basketball game. 56-42, they're down.
Only one timeout left, so they can't call a timeout after every made basket. Be interesting to see if they try and play them, pick them up full court, 3/4 court or something. With Triton's ball handlers, that'd be pretty hard to do. But they are. They're going to press full court, it looks like.
And Miles is going to be the inbounder.
Always want your best handler to throw it in, or I do, and then you can get it right back to him.
Ball comes in, and they get it right back to him. Long cross-court pass up the floor. Triton does a nice job holding that one in.
Close up, Ted. Right foot higher.
Miles dribbles, crosses over. Now tries to get to the basket. Stop, kick out to Gillespie. He shoots. That one's no good. Rebound down to Cantnall. Cantnall pushes it up for the Cobras. Gets it to Dixon, and Dixon lays it in. Dixon with 11. 12-point lead for Triton. Pass comes out to Miles. 2:39 to play. 56-44, the Triton lead.
You have to think Triton's got 16 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to run most of it.
Now it's down to 10. Miles to the basket, stops, shoots, and gets it to go. I think you're right. Somebody's going to have to step in and take a charge on that, or he's going to do that and
it's
score.
Not a lot of defenders can guard him one-on-one, not in this tournament.
Drive, Howard stops, lays it up, and it's good. Howard with 13. And we've got a timeout called by Triton. We'll take it. 2:01 left to go in the game. 58-46, Triton with the lead. This is NJCAA Championship Basketball on NJCAA TV. Two minutes, 1 second left in the ball game. 58-46. The Triton Trojans with the lead over the Parkland Cobras. Triton's played a whale of a basketball game. It looked like Parkland was going to hang with them for a while, but the good defense that Triton plays really came in to stifle the Cobras, attempted a comeback. There's a steal by Parkland. Larry, nice pass, and it's taken away by Triton, and they'll push it up the floor. Gillespie to the basket. It was blocked. Follow no good. Second follow finally goes in for Norton.
Norton got up that second jump off the ground before I think some guys came back down from the first jump.
Howard again tries to get to the basket. This time he has it blocked, and we've got a traveling violation. Well, not traveling, but they're going to say he landed anyway. I think he was out of bounds. And that will stay with Parkland with 1:32 left.
Triton came in averaging 88 points a game, so they're not going to come close to that.
That one out of bounds. Last touch by the Trojans, so we'll stay with the Cobras. It's 8 o'clock. You're listening locally to 1490 WTAN Danville, also on VermilionCountyFirst.com and the NJCAA Television Network as Howard hits the shot. He's really done a nice job for Parkland here in the second half.
Yep, he's had a nice second half. Besides his 12 points, he's really been all over the floor defensively.
Dixon picks up his first foul. And we'll see two free throws at the other end for Miles of Triton. First one is no good short. Now he's ready for the second one. We'll let everybody else get set on the line before he gets the basketball. Now we've got it. It's on the way, and it is good. $17 points for Eddie Miles. It's a 13-point lead for Triton. Larry tries to score, can't do it, and it's a 4-on-2 Triton fast break. Gillespie shoots the three. It's good off the break. And that one probably will do it.
Yep, that's the dagger.
We're under a minute. It's a 16-point lead. Howard into the corner. Shot up by Dixon, in and out, no good. Rebound comes down to Doss, and he crosses the 10-second line, stops, and they're going to run the rest of this clock, or at least most of it. Little Harlem Globetrotter three-man weave going on now.
I like that three-man weave.
Thorpe with it, gives it to Gillespie. Gillespie with 7 on the shot clock. Hands it off. Layup is good by Nick Norton. 66-248. Coach Figueroa wants a timeout, and he finally gets it. I think he wants to get some substitutes in the game. I'm not really sure why he called a timeout with 14 seconds left.
Maybe it's just to tell you guys that you want them to keep their heads up when the game's over. And
can't take them with you.
Yeah, I don't know. Not subbing.
I bet you've got to. I bet that's part of it.
I think it's just a season message. You guys played hard. You got here. There's no reason to do something stupid now in the last 14 seconds or something to embarrass you or the team.
It's been a pretty hard-fought game. Not as close as they would like it, obviously, but they've definitely put up a valiant fight tonight. Ball will be inbounded on the far side of the floor. Comes into Austin Howard. Goes to the free throw line, now backs out with 9 seconds, takes the three, no good. Tip on the rebound comes down to Miles. Miles crosses the 10-second line, and this one is over. Triton, 66. Parkland, 48. We'll take a break, come back with our coaches' interviews in just a moment. This is NJCAA TV.